A lot of you owe this man an apology for your conspiracy theories and rumors that he had any involvement in taking the life of his 3-year-old son. This is 32-year-old Savannah Krieger, and she took not only her life, but the life of her 3-year-old son Caden as well. Savannah's husband had filed for divorce, and they were beginning a custody battle. She also took out a PPO on him and was doing everything she could to prevent him from getting custody of their son Caden. On March 17th at 12:49 p.m., she leaves her place of work and she goes to Brian's house, her husband. While she's at Brian's house, she destroys it. She cut up almost all of his clothes, his shoes. She destroyed his house. She then leaves Brian's home and goes to her home. She gets there around 2 p.m. There are no public images of this, but while she was at her home, she took out her wedding dress and portraits of them together and shot at it 2 times. By 2:32, she ends up at Caden's daycare where she picks him up. Savannah then FaceTimes Brian, the dad of Caden, and said, "You don't have anything to go home to now, you really don't. You don't have anything at Dover's Den house either, and you won't have anything at all at the end of the day." She said, "You left us for a piece of A. Daddy left us for some woman he met on the internet. Explain to your son why you're not here." And when he asked about why she had vandalized his home, she said that he cared more about his material possessions than his son. And at this point, Brian, the father, his phone has pinged at his place of employment all day. There is proof that he is at work. After this concerning FaceTime, he ends up going to his home where he calls the police and tells them that, this is not right. He goes into his home, he takes pictures of all the damage that she's left. And at this point, his phone is pinging at his house. And in that same moment that he is at his home, Savannah and Caden are pinging at a park. At 3:19 p.m., she tries to FaceTime Brian and he does not answer the phone, so she sends a text telling him to tell his son goodbye. At this point, Savannah and Caden are in this ditch area. She texted him, "I don't care anymore, in case you don't get the message, and you don't get to have my son at all. Say goodbye to your son." This picture is really blurry, but she also drained out their bank accounts. A few minutes later, Savannah tries to FaceTime Brian again. He doesn't answer, so she decides to record a video. She tells Caden in this video to tell his dad goodbye, and she says that she's sorry that the dad couldn't be there. She kisses her son and she ends the recording. Moments later, her cell phone history shows that she looked up cartoons on her phone, and then it took 19 hours for them to find the bodies of Savannah and Caden. The police believe that those were his last moments of being distracted watching the cartoons while she did what she did. Because Brian had called the police, they came to his house to take a report about what Savannah had done, and at this time they had no idea that she was going to take her life or Caden's. Because of the red flags, police began searching for Savannah and Caden. However, they didn't find them until 19 hours later. Brian was fighting for custody of Caden in court, and he did everything that was asked of him, but she kept winning. After she had filed a PPO, Brian was only allowed to talk to Caden through FaceTime and phone calls. It appears that she did everything that she could to keep Caden away from him. We will never know the full story from their perspectives, but what we do know is that Brian had zero involvement in taking his son's life or Savannah's. I can't imagine how traumatizing this entire experience has been, and he has to live with it for the rest of his life that his son is gone. So it would be great if people online could stop spreading rumors and things that have been proven not to be true. The police say that he is not a suspect. He has done nothing wrong. Leave the man alone.